What's going on, everybody? Todd here. Today we're going to install the Extang Trifecta ALX tonneau cover on this 2022 Tundra. Okay, now we have the deck rail system, so we're going to be first assembling our hanger brackets. This is our front hanger bracket. It's a narrower bracket, and the tap plate is also a narrower tap plate. So what we're going to do is line up the holes to the tap plate back behind these holes on the hanger bracket. So not the very top holes, the second holes down. In your kit, you're going to have some bolts with a Torx head on there. What we're going to do is just get those bolts started into the threads on the tap plate. Okay, this is our rear strike plate bracket. It also is going to have a tap plate, but the tap plate's going to be a lot longer. What we're going to do, again, is put that behind the holes and run the factory hardware into the tap plate. Just get them started. Don't run them all the way through. Don't even get them to where they're flush to the back side. Just get a couple of threads in there, and let's go ahead and move up to the front and install the front ones. Okay, so here's our hanger bracket assembly. This is the orientation that the hanger bracket is going to be set. So the claw end needs to be up towards the top. Our tap plate is going to be sliding into our deck rail system. Now I'm on the passenger side up towards the front, just behind the cap of the truck. What I'm going to do is pull out this plug. What you're going to do is push in on that and then pull forward. The plug comes right out. We're going to set it to the side. Next, this tap plate slides into the deck rail. So we're just going to line it up and slide it in. Okay, now that we're at the rear of the bed, we're going to follow that deck rail system to the back plug. That back plug comes out the same way the front one does. Next, we're going to go ahead and take our strike plate assembly. The strike is going to be oriented to the top of the assembly. Make sure your tap plate, just like in the front, slides into the deck rail. However, once you start getting that in, it's going to kind of try to want to bind on this back piece of plastic bed cap. So what we're going to do is lift up on that as we slide it in. So I'm going to get it first started. Then once it starts to hang up on that plastic bed cap, we're just going to lift up on that and slide it the rest of the way in. Repeat the same process on the opposite side. Okay, now we're up underneath the cover. This time we're on the driver's side. Here is the front bracket. What we're going to do is we're going to line up this bracket, the claw bracket, up to our load bar up top. Now we've got a lot of stuff going on up here too, so what we're going to do is go ahead and pull all this down. This right here is our tether strap. With our tether strap pulled down, we're going to go ahead and take our clamp and slide it through the hole in the tether strap if it's set up like that. And what we're going to do is, once this is lined up, go ahead and pull this back out of the way and tighten this down. All right, once that's tightened down, we're going to go ahead and take our clamp, and we're going to undo the clamp until it hooks up underneath the claw. And then we're going to go ahead and twist that so that it draws down the cover and compresses the seal. What we're wanting to do is get it nice and snug, not over tight. Next, we're going to go ahead and bring our tether strap over. The way the tether strap works is we're going to loosen up the star knob on the tether strap. And now we can take this aluminum block and push it into our deck rail system. Bring it over next to our bracket and go ahead and tighten that down. All right, now we can go ahead and reinstall our plug. Repeat that on the opposite side. Okay, so we can go ahead and fold the cover back towards the tailgate. We're going to go ahead and line the striker up with our latch. The latch can be moved in and out, and so can the striker. So what we're going to do is line it up and then latch them together. And then with it, kind of bear down on the cover and on the latch. Now we're going to go ahead and tighten up these two bolts with our included Torx wrench. Okay, now that we have the latch exactly where we want it, we're going to go ahead and lock it down in the rail. There's a bolt right up here that needs to be tightened down, and also on the opposite side. It's the same bolt. We're going to use the silver Torx wrench in our kit to tighten that down on both sides. Okay, I went ahead and set the striker and latch in place on the opposite side as well. Then I went ahead and flipped this over so you guys get a better angle of what's going on with our rotating assembly here. Now this will slide back and forth inside the rail, and we've got a cable that goes to each one of the latches that goes through this assembly. So what we need to do first is set this where we want it, and we're going to tighten it down. Same with the latch. We're going to use the silver Torx wrench and tighten down the screws on either side. So next, the cables that go to the latches, we need to make sure they are fully engaged. And then we've also got a small Allen wrench included in our kit. I'm going to go down through the top and lock down onto those cables. Now, as you can see, as we rotate the handle, it operates the latch. Now we're ready to use the cover. Well guys, that concludes the installation. It's really that simple. If you found this video helpful, make sure and give us a thumbs up. If you want to know more about the product, check the link down in the description below. And as always, if you have any questions, call the experts or visit us online at realtruck.com.